Live. Hangout on Air is live, and my attempt to do a event was a complete and utter failure. Complete and utter failure. So that's nice. Hello, everybody. Starting to see some folks in the chat room. All right, Nuris Coronado is back. You liked it the first time, huh? I like to see if somebody come back a second time. That's a sign that things were fun. Let's see. Brett sent his regards. He is about to disappear into the mountains out of cell phone range, and that was Brett. And Bart says, "Hey, NosillaCastaways." All right, it is 5 o'clock. That means it's time for roll call. We've got Donald and Steve and Barry and Kevin and Dan and Mike and Grumpy115. We also have visiting today NC13933 from the, sounds like from the website. That's cool. That's working. And Nuris Coronado and Steve and Alistair Jenks sneaking in right at the end there. He gets lucky because he knows his name is the last name called in roll call, right? Hey, before we get started, for the people watching live, I don't understand why. Oh, that's not even going to work, is it? You can't see it. Brightness. There we go. Why did everybody act like Gruber did nuclear physics when he used the Pythagorean theorem to figure out the sizes of the iPhone screens and the resolution and everything? I mean, isn't that what everybody does and makes a little scale model so they can hold it up to their head and see how big it looks? That's what I did. Hey, we should do a poll. Rose is in the house. Hey, Rose, how you doing? We should do, and Kim sneaks in. She's hiding behind Kevin, so that's good. We should do a poll here, guys. If you were to buy a new iPhone on Tuesday, and if they came out with a 4.7 and a 5.5, and they also still offered a 4-inch phone, which one would you buy? I would like to take an informal poll. I'm getting surprising results when I ask normal people about that, so I'm curious. I assume I am live on the air. Steve, if you could acknowledge that, that would be great, just so I know that I'm not just talking to myself here. No idea without holding them. All right, yes, you are live. Good. All right, let's do a sound check here. Yes, thank you, Steve. I saw that. Good. And we'll go back here. No video for Kevin. Uh-oh. No video for Barry. Did you go to the event or to the Hangout? The event isn't working. Oh, you have audio but not video. Refresh? No ads anymore, at least. You like how I type and write what I'm saying? Well, that way people can know what I was talking about or get that information to those people faster. All right, how do I get the video? Oh, the audio is on IceCast. Let's see, where Steve? Oh, wait a minute, and I need to change the link. Hang on, I didn't do the link. How do I get the link? Come on, links. There it is. I didn't do the video embed. There we go. I forgot to add it to. There's so many moving pieces that are different. It's actually a little easier than it used to be, but it's new steps, and so I forget. Let's see, pages, all pages, and I need to find the live show. I should figure out some way to tag that one so that it always comes up on top. One moment, standing by is NosillaCast Live, edit. And I'll embed it here. There we go. Paste and update. Okay, should be there now. Okay, so Grumpy115, yeah, you may be at Google+. If you're in Google+ looking at it, that's where you'll see it. But if you were at podfeet.com/live, you would not have seen it until I just fixed it there. And hopefully that'll fix it. It's a really weird thing that I have to do. I have to bring, after the Hangout on Air comes up, I have to click on a button on the bottom right that says links, and then I have to copy the embed link, and then I have to go over to WordPress, edit the page in the HTML, and embed that link, and then update it. So there's a lot of chances for me to forget. Sounds like a great opportunity for automation. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's real hard code working with a scribe the way I'm doing it. That's why I thought maybe an event would work better, but the event would let me do a Hangout, but not a Hangout on air. So I thought it could do that, so I don't know. Yeah, if anybody has an idea of how to automate that, that'd be awesome. Oh, wait a minute, Dorothy should be here tonight. Somebody call Dorothy. Steve, do you have her phone number? I got to yell at her. She has no excuse for not being here. She's back from Canada. Sorry, I have to give her a hard time. She just got back. She's been gone for over a month. Dorothy, why aren't? Whoops. No, I want to write here. Why aren't you in live show? There, I just have to give her a hard time. It's my show. I can bother anybody I want, right? All right, let's go. Canada, she was over on the West Coast. She and her husband took their big stink boat up the West Coast and goofed around up in Canada. So that's kind of fun. Let's see. All right. Okay, I think we're ready to get started. Let's go ahead and I was going to do a sound check. That's what I was going to do. Remember about an hour ago I said I was going to do a sound check? Oh, stop with that. Okay, here we go. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com. And confirm playback, please. All right, there we go. All right, let's see. Okay. Playback is heard, no playback. Good levels. Okay, 2 out of 3 people say they can hear me. That's kind of weird that Steve didn't hear it. It's because you left the room, Steve. All right, we'll put it back. There we go. Yes, no? Looks like Steve is... Okay, and Nurse Coronado hears me as well. Okay, that's 3 out of 4. I'm hoping Steve did hear. Steve is not hearing anything. All right, who else snuck in here after the hour? Let's see. Shai came back. Hi, Shai. How you doing? And Switcher Mark is here. How exciting for all of us. All right, Dorothy claims to be on her way. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Macintosh bias. Today is Sunday, September 7th, 2014. 2014? Good grief. Let's start that over again. Oh, you know what else we haven't done? We haven't done a save as. All right. You've lost audio, Steve?
People are saying, I hear you, real time. I have not heard playback once. Playback.
Okay, people are saying they're hearing playback, Steve. Can you guys confirm that you are hearing when I did playback? Because he is saying that you aren't, but I see where Kevin said heard playback. So I'm getting conflicting results. 08, no, 09, 07. Let's save as. Okay, Nurse Coronado is hearing playback. Zcarge is hearing playback. And so is, oh, you know where he might be meaning? Hang on, I've got an idea. Where's my Hangout on Air window? I know what's going on. I bet my microphone in the Hangout is set to my mic, and it's not set to 2 channel, and now I bet he will hear playback. Okay, let's try that one more time. Let me do a little recording. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I bet you hear it now. So yeah, so my in the Google Hangout on Air, the playback wasn't set right, but it was working everywhere else, which is what let me know that it was the routing through Soundflower that I had to fix. it was routed, but it wasn't, the right mic wasn't being set to GarageBand. So, all right. Well, it doesn't matter because I hadn't gotten started yet. Thank you for the help, Steve. There we go. Dorothy's here. It's a party. All right. Wow, how'd you know to show up? Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever-so-slight Macintosh bias. Today is Sunday, September 7th, 2014, and this is show number 487. Well, before we kick in, I wanted to remind everyone of a new way to listen to the NosillaCast live. Did you know that you can listen to this show live on Alpha Geek Radio when each episode is recorded, even you're away from your home computer? It's crazy. Just point your mobile device browser to mobile.alphageekradio.com to tune in. There's also an application called TuneIn over at tunein.com that gives you additional features for the mobile listener. Simply search for Alpha Geek Radio within the TuneIn app and enjoy listening live from wherever you are. If you need to look for a channel, look for Channel 3 to find the NosillaCast, and you can also get it on reruns throughout the day, along with a bunch of other shows, which is super fun. We do have people here from Alpha Geek Radio, and I'm excited to have them here. So this is just fun to have all these different ways to listen to stuff. Last week during Security Light, Bart, or it might actually have been me leading him in the wrong direction, mistakenly said that there was a breach in the security at the United States Postal Service, or USPS. Alert listener Kevin from Connecticut sent us a note telling us that it was the United Parcel Service that had the breach and their subsidiary, the UPS store, not USPS. Kevin elaborated that 2 of their stores in Connecticut admitted that they were compromised. Thank you so much, Kevin, for sending in the correction. Would hate to mistakenly accuse someone. Well, I've complained about my Apple TV for a long time, and I thought it'd be good to do an update. If you haven't been playing along with our home game, it might be fun to do a little bit of a review. Steve and I brought the original Apple TV ages ago, and I pretty much hated that thing from the minute it got in our house. It didn't do anything I wanted it to do, and even with the hacks available at the time, we still hated it. I hated it so much that I tweeted out that for $50 I'd send it to anyone who wanted it. Now, to tell the truth, it actually cost like $200, so that was a pretty good deal, except it didn't do anything. Jonathan Koss jumped on the deal, and I shipped it off to him, and apparently he's been quite happy with it over the years. When the Apple TV 2 came out, we gave it another try, and that one wasn't bad at all. In fact, it was pretty cool to be able to rent movies and that sort of thing with the device. Life was good. In fact, so good that we bought a second Apple TV 2, and eventually we bought the 3rd generation Apple TV when that one came out. When AirPlay came out, it became even more fun. We were a bit disappointed that Steve's MacBook Air was just a couple of months too old to have AirPlay. Even though I had a MacBook Pro that was slightly older, it was able to do AirPlay. But we bought AirParrot, and that works sort of okay. Lately, it doesn't seem to want to send audio with his AirPlay content, so I guess it doesn't work that well for him now. Well, anyway, every Friday night we rent movies via the Apple TV, until one night when it stopped working. We rented a movie, but when we tapped on play, it said that it would take 6 hours and 12 minutes to play the movie. I went online and I found that people had run into this problem, and they solved it by logging out and laboriously logging back in and going to check for rentals, and then the movie would play. We tried it, and sure enough, it worked. Yay, problem solved. Till the following week when it happened again. This time logging out and back in did not fix it. We tried everything, and we kept getting these huge download times. Now here's a couple of factors to consider in this problem. We have 50 megabits per second download speed from Verizon Fios. The Apple TV is on Wi-Fi on the most recent model, Airport Extreme. Right next to the Apple TV is a Roku 3, which is on the same wireless network. Nothing's wired, everything's wireless, but they're side by each. And finally, movies rented on Amazon Prime via the Roku play immediately. In fact, they're the same movies I can get through the Apple TV on iTunes, so why does that not work? Now, Steve and I are engineers, and we believe in scientific experiments, using control groups and all that kind of thing, changing one thing at a time. So testing the Roku side by each on the same network was a significant data point. We believed we'd eliminated the network from the equation, but then we started thinking, what if the Apple TV itself had a problem? We swapped in one of our Apple TV 2nd generations from another room, and we had the same exact long delay before starting a movie. So we've eliminated the network and the device. Week after week, ever hopeful, we'd rent a movie on iTunes, be unable to watch it, go over to the Roku, rent it from Amazon Prime, and watch our movie. Then while we watched the movie, I'd go over to Apple and complain, and they'd give me a refund. After 3 weeks in a row, they even gave me 3 free rentals on a service that won't let me play the movies I rent. I was real appreciative for that. Oh, and by the way, they're $3.99 rentals, so even if I did succeed, Rentals are like $5.99 for an HD movie, anything recent, so they didn't really give me much help, and I can't glop the money together or anything like that, so they're just probably going to sit there forever. So that pretty much brings you up to date to this week. We do turn the Apple TV on for other things like HBO Go, and we happen to tap on movies. We noticed that the little movie posters weren't rendering anymore. A couple would render, but they would be mostly like these gray little ticket-looking things that would be sitting there. They got me thinking maybe something was wrong with the Apple TV after all, and maybe it was a red herring the one time we tried it with the Apple TV second generation. We decided it was time to do a full reset of the Apple TV. Probably should have thought of that a long time ago, right? Well, anyway, after the reset, I had to use that horrible Apple TV remote to type in the Wi-Fi password, my Apple ID, and my Apple ID password. So about 12 hours after I started that, I was ready to try renting a movie again. We crossed our fingers and we felt really optimistic about this whole effort because now we could see those little movie posters. We went back into movies and we rented Snowpiercer, a post-apocalyptic movie about the last survivors of Earth all trapped on a train. It's a pretty fun movie, by the way. We were so excited because we were certain that we'd be able to watch the movie. And up came the message, ready to play in 5 hours and 3 minutes. Seriously. My favorite part is how they suggest that it's your problem. They tell you if you lower your expectations and set your Apple TV to standard def, maybe your poor, weak little internet connection will be able to keep up. Right, I just paid for an HD movie. I'm going to go play it in SD. By the way, we did test that and that didn't work either. We decided to wait it out this time, and we saw the message drop to 4 hours and something. But then it went up to 6 hours and something. We chatted for a bit, and after about 5 minutes, the movie was ready to play. Now, you might be wondering whether I've tried to wait it out before, and the answer is yes. So the bottom line is that I may have fixed the problem with my Apple TV, but in any case, it's idiotic that these messages keep coming up with such absurd problems. Stay tuned. That's what happened to you, Mark? Let's see. Steve says the Hangout has frozen. Do you need me to invite you back in, Steve? Yeah, it looks like you're... Are you there? Show and broadcast. No, I'm not sure you're there anymore, are you? Okay, restart Chrome. I may need to invite you back in, Steve. I love the Apple TV when it works. Oh yeah, Dorothy's has to phone home, which is nice when you're out at sea. Yeah, it has, Dan. Big bag of hurt, that's right. Hold down menu and down arrow for 6 seconds on Apple TV menu. What does that do, Mark? Hold down menu on and down arrow for 6 seconds. Does that reset it? Yeah, on the remote. We've got such a long lag, it's hard. Yeah, Lester, you're right. We're not very far from 500. We're at 487, 13 weeks. Is that about 4 months? Oh, I hear you, Steve. I think you got back in on your own, didn't you? I can hear you. So I guess I need to hide from broadcast. There we go. I don't see your video, Steve, but I could hear you typing. Nope. Oh, there's two of you. That's why. Okay, let me hide you from broadcast. There you are. All right. It's a reset but not full. That did work for you. Well, maybe we've solved it. But why do I have to wait 5 minutes? I won't wait at all. All right, it is time for a Donald Burr review next. Let's see. Donald Burr. All right. We're going to put him up here. We'll give him a little nameplate here. Donald. Oh my gosh, this is 11 minutes long. Wow. We are not going to listen to all of that first. G'day, Linda. New York Linda's here. Yay! Hi, Linda. How exciting. We're getting a full house tonight. Linda hasn't been on in a long time. So we've been discussing the difference between the word jibe and jive today. Linda's a word nerd, so we have a lot of fun with that. Let's check the audio levels and see how that sounds. Let's give you something more interesting to look at. How do I do that again? I go over here, and now I go, is it the toolbox? Is it in the toolbox? No. No, it's not the toolbox. It's the share button. And I can go like this and say share. And I can't do anything with the keystroke, but now you can see Donald playing. How exciting is this? I have fixed the problem with my Apple TV, but in any case, it's idiotic that these messages keep coming up with such absurd problems. Stay tuned.
Hey everyone, Donald here from a Talk No Podcast, here with a review of a product with the rather tongue-twisting name of Rocker Sound Cube Portable Wireless Bluetooth Stereo Speaker System. Of course, we start with a problem to be solved. I like to listen to podcasts while doing chores. It helps cut the boredom and helps keep me motivated. I also like to listen to podcasts while I'm out in the yard, sitting out under the shade, enjoying a nice sunset, or lounging by the pool, or in the pool, or whatever. Now, I've got an iPhone 5, and it has a fairly loud speaker in it, but it's not quite loud enough to cut through the noises that I make when doing chores. For example, washing dishes, vacuuming, laundry, yard work, and so forth. So I need some sort of external speaker. It also has to be wireless because, well, as I do chores and stuff or walk around the house, I tend to, walk around a lot.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to go back to moi. Hello. Let me show you. Oh, actually, let me do this. I want to show you what this. I want to show you what this speaker looks like. It's kind of funny. That is not a Jawbone speaker. That is a Roker Sound Cube portable wireless Bluetooth stereo speaker. This thing is $23. So, yeah, it does look like a Jambox, doesn't it, Steve? So anyway, that's kind of funny that they ripped off the look and feel. That is an interesting thing that they've done there. But it's $23. So, is the top of my head cut off in the video? Because it looks cut off in the screen here, but sometimes I know it's different. Not on yours. Okay. All right. You'll notice, by the way, guys, that Steve is often speaking before you hear my question. That's because he can hear me real time. All right. I should have known that one would be a long one. Because he did... oh, is that all I wrote? Oh, it's a good thing it was a long one. Oh, no. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, I'll do this next. That's okay. I did it out of order. That's all right. Video is about 30 seconds ahead, yeah. Well, you've always been a little bit laggy, Kevin. Let's be honest with everyone, right? Yeah, it's Steve. He did send an AIFF file, but he still could have run compression on it, right? Not compressed it, but run compression, maybe? Maybe it was a different noise cancellation. Yeah, maybe. Sounds okay, though. It's all right.
Travel, culture, so forth. Hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, Donald, thanks for the review. Really appreciate it. We're looking at pictures of this during the live show, and boy, did they rip off the look of the Jambox. This thing looks exactly like a Jawbone Jambox. It's got the little sort of diamond-shaped waffle pattern on it. Looks about a little smaller, maybe is the size of the small one. But hey, if it gets the job done for $23, who are we to argue? I mean, I'm using $34 Bluetooth headphones, so why not? All right, let's see. I have a big, wonderful thing for you guys if you use Facebook. Now, if you don't use Facebook, you aren't going to care one little bit about it. But a while ago, Facebook started auto-playing videos. This is incredibly annoying to most people. I haven't heard anybody say, "Wow, that's awesome. It was so hard to click that play button before." And a couple of bad things happen. If you're on limited bandwidth, you're sucking up bandwidth watching videos that you don't care about. Like if on your cell phone you're going to get it, and on your web browsers you're going to get it. Not only is it annoying to look at, but you're paying for it, which is even worse. So if you're as sick of autoplay videos in Facebook as I am, you might appreciate a little tutorial I created. Can you guess what tool I used? Anyway, I created a tutorial to show you how to shut the darn things off. Now, it's oddly not that hard to find in the web-based version of Facebook, but that fix is only available in Chrome, not Safari. And I don't quite understand why that is. I posted in Facebook how to do it on Chrome, or I'd done it on Chrome, and I posted it in Facebook, and all these people said, well, that button's not there. I don't see it. And they were sending me screenshots, and they didn't have the very important button that said videos. So I went back and discovered that, sure enough, you can't do it from Safari, but you can do it in Chrome and it shuts them off in Safari. So it's almost as good. They really hid this. On iOS, they hid it in a completely different place, possibly because Facebook uses WebKit, as does Safari, so it's the same problem. That's why you can't do it in iOS in the same place. But don't worry about it. In any case, there is a link to my tutorial in the show notes. If you do search on how to disable autoplay videos in Facebook, you'll find it there. And there's a link in the show notes from this week to show you how to do it. It's not hard, but it is hidden. All right, here you guys go. Let me give you the link so you can get it right now and you don't have to wait. There you go. That is the link to the tutorial. It's so weird that, I mean, I really thought, wait a minute, my worst fear was that Facebook actually changed it in the time from when I posted my tutorial until people started trying to test it. I thought they moved it already, but it turned out it's just wrong. It's just gone in Safari. So, yeah, Kevin, you're right. The best solution is probably not to have it at all. If you just simply don't have Facebook, you'd be better off. Let me change the order of these posts just so I don't get confused later. I'm going to go into here. There we go. All right, and we'll go to preview. I did those out of order. I jumped ahead. We have a dumb question. How exciting is that? Let's see. NosillaCast. Dumb question corner. Hey, there's a question I'd like the answer to. I used to be able to pull the dumb question corner music into. I could have it as one of my jingles in GarageBand, but now I can't, and I want to know why I can't. It makes me sad. All right, let's go here. How to disable autoplay videos in Facebook, you'll find it there, and there's a link in the show notes from this week to show you how to do it. It's not hard, but it is hidden.
Dumb
question.
How do I? What is?
How come I always have to?
It's time for Dumb Question Corner.
That sounds really quiet. Oops. Yeah. Sorry, talking to Steve. All right, let's get back. You know what I find interesting is that in the summer things always quiet down in podcasting, and then they kick way back up in the as fall comes in, people start coming back. It's kind of funny. We have a small but loyal crowd over the summer, and then everybody comes back. And I can see it in my stats of downloads. It's like everybody's off on vacation and there's no time for podcasts, and then they come back. So it's kind of fun. All right. Right. Let's see. Best way to show grandson pictures with families. That's for sure. I didn't know Facebook was inaccessible. How can they do that? It doesn't make any sense at all. Let me keep going. Let's see.
Dumb Question Corner.
Well, Arthur has sent in our dumb question for this week, and here's what he wrote to me. Hello, Allison. I have a question for you. I hope it qualifies as dumb. We really have set the bar high, right? During episode 484, you said that the NosillaCast news is opened more than 50% of the time. How did you figure that out? I have my email client, Thunderbird, configured to not download stuff from third-party websites. Am I counted? Best regards, Arthur. Well, I thought that was a great question. I'm not sure how the tool figures it out, to be honest, so I'll tell you how it works, what I see. I use a tool called MailChimp. It's online and free for my kind of quantities. I create a campaign when I have a special announcement, I should say, and I have an RSS-generated newsletter campaign that does the automatic spitting out of the newsletter every week. So it's actually two campaigns. I do specialized ones, but then there's an RSS-generated one that goes out every week when it senses that I've posted a podcast. Here's what's happened so far with just the most recent one, as of when I was writing back to him anyway. It looks like I did exaggerate the industry average, but I'm still usually above 50% opens where the industry is at 18%. I think I said they were more like 5. The latest one only went out the night before I checked those stats, so it's a lower number as to be expected. I can also see from the clicks that I'm getting a higher percentage in the industry, which leads me to believe that some people like the newsletter as a way to get the links delivered to them. So they can listen to the show and then right there in their email, they've got the links ready for them. After I wrote him that, I started to get curious, and I did a search for how MailChimp knows if you've opened the email, and I found this. When campaigns are sent through MailChimp, we embed a tiny invisible graphic in the bottom of your HTML email. This opens Tracker Graphic or Web Beacon. Well, that doesn't make any sense at all. That's not a full sentence. This is a cut and paste. This opens a traffic. Okay, which. I think it's missing a word. When campaigns are sent. Okay, here we go. I'll try that again. I think he is actually getting counted, and I haven't written back to him. When campaigns are sent. When campaigns are sent through MailChimp, we embed a tiny invisible graphic in the bottom of your HTML email. This opens a Tracker Graphic or Web Beacon, which is unique to each campaign you send. Each time someone opens your email and views the images within that open Tracker Graphic is downloaded from our server. Each time that graphic is downloaded, we'll count that as an open on your campaign report. Open tracking along with click tracking is an easy way to measure subscriber engagement. Back to Arthur, if he is successfully blocking download of stuff from third-party websites in his email client, then I'm guessing that he isn't counted. Now, Arthur and I spoke a little bit more after I finished writing that up, and he told me that he looks at it in the preview pane, and I'm guessing that if the preview pane actually does show, has that tiny little graphic in there, that maybe he is counted. But if somebody else knows more about that, I'd sure like to know, because it's a dumb question corner, and I think I've pretty much come up with half an answer. Well, I may have mentioned a few hundred times that I'm a big fan of Clarify. It gives me even more pleasure when I find someone else using it. I was looking around for some instructions on how to control Google Hangouts on air, which is how I'm doing the live show these days, and specifically how to integrate the events feature. I think events allow you to announce stuff in advance, and then you sort of stick a Hangout in air inside the event. I haven't got the hang of it yet, though. Anyway, I was looking for help, and I did a search, and I found Barbara Schroeder, also known as Boise Barbara, over at edtechtoday.com, had made a tutorial on it using Clarify. She even said it's an awesome tool. Anyway, this is a simple little 4-step tutorial she made, but she did a great use of rounded rectangles to identify things to click, and she used the sequence feature of Clarify to tell you in what order you should click those buttons. It's just the kind of thing that if you described only in text, it would be super hard to follow, but since Barbara used Clarify, you couldn't possibly get mixed up. Clarify is available through the Mac App Store, or you can get a free trial from clarify-it.com. They've got licenses for Mac or Windows. They got cross-platform licenses if you're a slider, and they've even got volume pricing. Ian Douglas, for example, just took advantage of the volume pricing, buying 10 copies for Windows at work. Check it out over at clarify-it.com. Steve just told me Ghibli's is here. Hi, Ghibli's. How are you? Ghibli's is my daughter. You want to know an exciting day? When you get a wedding invitation in the mail and it's from your daughter. We got our wedding invitations today. Yay. Technically, I think we got them yesterday, but our mail carrier is so late that we didn't get them until this morning. That is exciting. All right. Wow, we're getting done too fast. We may have to go back and listen to Donald because I'm actually already up at Chit Chat. I'm already at 24 minutes. Chit Chat isn't as long because it's an extension of last week's show. We sort of just kind of rolled on in and kept going. 6 weeks away. Too exciting. Yay. By the way, Lindsay, Kyle was giving Dad a hard time today about why he hasn't finished writing his speech yet. It was fun. All right, and I'm going to guess that's going to go up about there. Oh, you guys aren't getting to see any of this. I'm reading Nuris's comments here. Facebook is inaccessible on the app and on the site as well. They've really messed up for a blind user looking for a voiceover on Mac or iPhone. Wow, I didn't know that. Wowzer. All right, get this going. All right. See how this sounds. We'll do a symbol check here, Steve. Buying 10 copies for Windows at Work. Check it out over at clarify-it.com. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for Chit Chat Across the Pond, and we're doing another time travel episode. This is Bart Bouchatz, still here on the previous week, but showing up on the following week?
Yeah, so... Yeah.
Symbols are late. What does symbols are late mean? The symbols stay still, and I move Chit Chat Across the Pond forward and aft. So which way do you mean? Too long of a delay. Okay, so... Wait, too long of a delay. Oh, sure it was, Mark. Do you mean the voices come in too soon or the voices come in too late, Steve? Voice come in too late, okay. Well, it's that time of the week again. That was just a smidge. I could do another smidge if you want. Oh. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for Chit Chat Across the Pond, and we're doing another time travel episode. This is Bart Bouchatz, still here on the previous week, but showing up on the following week?
So basically this recording is straight after all the fun we had with Automator.
Right.
So if the whole security world has ended, you'll probably have heard me inserted in telling you that it's, the world is broken. But otherwise, I have no idea what happened in the security news. My crystal ball is on the fritz.
So we looked at everything Bart had ready for us last week, and there was too much fun. So we have split off Taming the Terminal to be its own episode, which I think it's September by now, Bart.
Must be.
All right, so like you said, we're not going to have any Security Light unless you just finished hearing Security Light, in which case we did, and we're going to tuck into Taming the Terminal Part 20 of N.
Indeed we are. So where last we left off, we'd spent 2 episodes, installments, 2 thingies, talking about regular expressions, and then we spent a thingy talking about searching for text within files or within streams using egrep and our lovely regular expressions we learned 2 previous times. And now it's time to continue the searching theme, but we're not looking for, which file contains which text. We're looking for files based on a whole raft of criteria, right? Because egrep will help us find files that contain something. But it's not checking the name of the file or anything else about the file. It's just so it can only be used on text files, and only if the reason you're looking for the file is because of what it contains. And that's not the only reason you might be looking for a file. You might want all files that are bigger than 4 gigs. You might want a file with a certain file name. You might want a file with a certain file extension. You might want a file you edited within the last hour. You saved it, you don't remember where, but you'd kind of like to find it again. All sorts of things you might want to search files for, other than just the text that's inside them. And so that's where the very well-named find command comes in.
I like that.
Well, nice and straightforward. How do I find stuff?
Are you sure find isn't spelled with like a PH or something like most commands in the terminal that are...
Nope, this one is completely intuitive.
Oh, okay, fine.
Well, okay, no, as far as his name goes, it's completely intuitive. It goes a bit off the rails after that. But
it's downhill from here. Great.
So regardless of what it is you're looking for, so you can search by as many criteria as you like, the structure of the command is always find, followed by where it should look, followed by what it should look for. So find, path, criteria. And criteria can be like 1 criteria, 2 criteria, 4 criteria, 100 criteria.
So that's not too bad. That's like find in the kitchen the beans and the corn.
Correct, but you have to remember to tell it where to look. And the thing is,
find the corn and the beans in the kitchen.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you may be tempted to say find star.jpg. No, you have to tell it where to go look. It's not going to know what to do with find star.jpg.
So it won't look everywhere if you do that?
No, if you want to look everywhere, you say find space / star.jpg. Go look on your entire hard disk.
Let's not do that.
That will take time, right? If you have a 3 terabyte hard drive and it's pretty full, that will take a lot of time. Now, the thing to bear in mind is it's a recursive search always, by default. You can force it not to be recursive. We'll get to that way later down. But by default, it's going... So if you say, look in my home folder, it's going to look in every folder inside your home folder as well, which is kind of what you want 99.9% of the time. So it's kind of nice that it does that without you having to tell it, oh, go be recursive.
That is kind of nice, but unusual, right?
Very, yes.
Usually you should tell it that.
A quick reminder of stuff we've covered before. Useful things to remember are that the little tilde symbol, the squiggle, is shorthand for My Home Directory, which is a place you may be doing a lot of searching. And the full stop, the dot symbol, is the current directory. And you may want to search the current directory. So tilde and dot are very useful with find.
Okay.
So really, 99% of what we have to talk about today is how we define our criteria. So let's start simple. I would like to find files based on their name. So in other words, we want to say all files whose name matches something.
Okay.
And so the flag for doing that is -name.
Oh man, that two things in a row are intuitive. I'm
They
not sure
are.
I'm comfortable with this part.
Now, I'm going to give you some more of this kind of advice, which is to a slight extent do as I say, not do as I do, because I learned this the wrong way and I wish I hadn't.
Oh, okay.
If you are searching with -name, you are allowed to use special characters like star to mean any amount of anything and question mark to mean exactly any one character. But those symbols have a meaning to bash, so you have to escape them. And escaping is ugly if you put backslashes in front of everything, and you're prone to forgetting. So the habit I would like everyone to get into is whatever you give after -name, put it inside single quotes. So quote it. This is exactly the same advice as I gave with egrep last time.
Right.
Get
right.
used to single quoting it, and then you just won't go wrong.
Bless your heart. Because I don't even try to get those backslashes right. I just drag files in and watch and look and go, wow, I never would have remembered that that's what the concept, the way you're supposed to do it.
So in this case, I'm saying just get used to the idea that anything that comes after the -name inside the little single quotes, and then you'll be safe. So these things always make more sense with examples. So I sort of came up with 2 examples based on stuff I do in the real world. So a lot of the time, someone says to you, "Hi Bart, I'm having trouble with my blah. Please help." And I have no idea how their computer is set up or how their server is set up, but I know I need to change something in, say, php.ini, because that's PHP is often troublesome.
Okay.
So I just need, okay, so they could have installed PHP using MAMP, in which case it would be a /application/MAMP/something or other. Or they might have installed...
Okay, my stomach is starting to growl, so I'm going to keep working here and finish off the show. Let's see, we're going to go back up to me here. I'm going to save that. Wow, 1 hour and 9 minutes. That was pretty good. Yeah, Steve, Lindsay has forgiven you, but yeah, I had a Kobe beef burger today that I split with Amanda. It's amazing. It's really good. But I had beer for lunch, so I figured I didn't need to have beer during the show. Plus, we almost had heat stroke, so there's that. Let's see. Here we go.
The next time I'm here, right? The next time I'm here, I have something non-terminal related as a sort of a palate cleanser that's really cool, and I'm just going to tease it at that.
All right. Sounds good, Bart.
Okay. Until then, happy computing.
Well, that's going to wind us up for the week. Many thanks to our sponsor for helping to pay the bills, Blue Mega Learning at BlueMegaLearning.com, makers of Clarify. I love that Arthur sent it a dumb question. I would like to see more dumb questions. And you can send that and your comments and suggestions by emailing me at allison@podfeet.com. And on Twitter and app.net, I'm also at Podfeet. Check out the NosillaCast Google Plus community. That's one of the places where I'm announcing the live shows now, because now we're using Google Hangouts on air, and I think it's going really well. We're getting bigger chat rooms, and probably the best thing is nobody gets ads anymore, so it's not a lot of interruptions. We were getting a lot of weird ads, foreign language ads. It was very strange in some of the other services. We're still struggling with how to get a few things set up in there, but I think it's working surprisingly well, actually. But if you were in the NosillaCast Google Plus community, you would have seen a bunch of great discussion, people asking questions of each other this week, and been notified of the live show, so that's kind of fun, too. Anyway, if you want to go to that, go to podfeet.com/Google Plus. That's the easiest way to get there. And let's see, speaking of the live show, head on over to podfeet.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific Time and join the friendly and enthusiastic Nosilla castaways. Even Dorothy is back for once, and New York Linda came back. We haven't seen her in a really long time. And as always, Rose, the queen of the chat room, is there. And so you can come and join the friendly and enthusiastic Nosilla castaways. Thanks for listening, and stay subscribed. All right. Yeah, you've been working too hard, huh, Kevin? I hear you're working crazy hours. Are you done with that yet? Let's see, intro, outro. That's long. see how that sounds. Thanks for listening, and stay subscribed. Hey, when did Tyson sneak in? I didn't, Tyson. Were you late to class? Oops. That's what I meant to do. Shift work starting week after next for you. Ooh. Yeah, Dan, why don't you and Nura send me an email on the side and give me an idea of what you are thinking about for the accessibility thing. Yeah, that does sound interesting. I hate to agree to things on the fly when I'm right to the middle of a show, though, so I'm not promising anything, but it would be interesting to have a discussion about that. I don't have this lined up right. Oh, you guys don't get to see what I'm doing anymore. So tell me, guys, do you guys miss being able to see GarageBand at the same time and a little more excitement like this? You know, being able to see seeing GarageBand in the live chat, because I am trying to figure out how to do that. That's why I'm trying to mess around with the events. So tell me, do you guys care? Yeah. Oh, you've been here how long? You were not here for roll call. Oh, wait, I'm making a face at you right now, so I need to make sure you can see me when I say that. You were not here for roll call. Definitely not. Who's mobile? Nice face. All right, let me listen to the intro here. I didn't see mobile come in. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever-so-slight Macintosh bias. Today is Sunday, September 7th, 2014, and this is show number 487. Well, before we kick... Okay, a little bit early. I should have remembered the way... Okay, nope, don't miss GarageBand. So you guys don't miss those things. What about being able to see the live chat? I guess you guys all have chat clients? And if you're on the website, you just put in your name and you can see the chat, right? So maybe that's interesting, because it's a lot of work to juggle all that other stuff. If you don't miss it, let me ask it this way. Does anybody miss seeing the way it used to look? 487. Well, before we kick in... There we go. That's good. Chat is fine here. Was in at the buzzer? No, Alistair came in at the buzzer. In fact, where did Alistair go? Because I made a crack about... how I saw him come. Oh, maybe you came in at right when he came in. Wait a minute. I didn't make any mistakes? Oh, no, there are no mistakes, but those two can be joined together. That's weird. Usually I got more cuts than that. Rumor has it she didn't do roll call? I so did roll call. Kevin said I didn't, but that's because I didn't have the audio set up right in the Google Hangout. I didn't have it set to broadcast correctly. I did so, Kevin. Somebody back me up who is listening. Hey, wait a minute. We can play the Google Hangout back afterwards and see whether I did roll call. Oh, Horace, I was mobile, been listening. All right, nice to see you, Horace. That's been a long time too. You were on IceCast. IceCast was working. That is funny. Yeah, a lot of fun people in the chat room. Yay! Thank you, everybody, for coming. I'm actually just about done, though. Share, export song to disk, and we're going to export. And that's it. Miss the countdown. Yeah, somebody asked about the countdown, if there's a way to get that back. How do I don't think the countdown works, does it? Actually, you know what I could? I could do the countdown... Huh. Well, you know what the countdown was? Yeah, actually, let's try the countdown. I was there when you were drinking your daughter's beer. That was last week. Not this week. Mike, she's going to make it simple. What have you done? All right. Yeah, Dorothy definitely missed it. In fact, on the chat, you can see me, or on the live stream, you should be able to see me texting you, Dorothy, when we're ready. All right, let's see if we can do it. Let's see what happens with the The countdown might actually work. So in the old days, before some of you were born here as NosillaCastaways, we used to do a countdown to see how bad everybody's internet was. The later you were, the worse you were, and I think that won the prize. So I'm going to count down from 5, and when I get to 0, I'm going to hit stop the broadcast. Now, Steve will still be live. Steve, you don't get to play because you're going to hear it. Well, you can play if you want to. Are we ready? Here we go. Whoopee! Countdown. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.